Estaban tiradas.
Where?
Outside. The county. What do you mean? They're not the tractor. What's wrong with you? You turn off the tractor. You don't want these keys. Aren't these keys for a lock?
Good morning, María Chongos. ¿Cómo estás? Ofelia me invitó a almorzar. Can you believe that? So, good morning, Saint Martinez. Esther Martinez, buenos días. We've been up since early. Yeah. It's a lot better outside. It's still a little fresh, but it's a lot better. We got the loot bags. Yesterday we went to the Raymondville Dollar General. I want to tell y'all the chisme. And they had everything 90% off. Everything Christmas. So we were buying some things that were like 20 cents, right? That we probably gonna use next year. Christmas ornaments and a lot of little Christmas ornaments and stuff. Lighted up noses for the parade because next year we are gonna go light it up. And of course you can't forget the do-it-yourself little ornaments that the kids can color. She cooked some tacos with eggs and some beans with brisket that we had. So we were buying Christmas stuff that the kids could decorate next year. Así nos entretienen. Because you all know that we don't have a job. So 90% off on something that's not going to go bad on you. Is better than paying regular price next year. We were buying, these were 20 cents, the hot pot holders. The Christmas cards were 20 cents with music. I don't think these have music. But we were buying Christmas cards and stuff because they were 90% off. And y'all know that Dollar Generals are like valeros and prostitutes. You got one in every corner. You got one. I think there's like 4 of them in Harlingen. Yeah, you have to be smart when you're shopping. Even though, you know, we're all in a budget. Like, I know I'm on a budget because I don't have a good job. I don't have a job at all. And I'm always on a budget. I'm always budgeting everything. But last night we were out and about and we went to the liquor store and the kid at the store didn't know and they didn't have.
Gives you money, so that's good. You have a good daughter.
My daughter sent me money. She's like, I'll Zelly you some money so you can go shopping, Mom. So she Zellied me some money. But we went to the Lyford store and the kid at the store didn't know if the items were on sale at 90% off. And the sign said 70. And it was kind of late last night to be there, but we saw some things in Lyford that's only like 5 to 8 miles away from here. So we decided to go to that store this morning, and sure enough, they had changed the signs to 90% off this morning, where last night they weren't. So this morning we ended up buying like a whole bunch of stuff. Is she running for exercise or is she running to be mayor? We're going to do an interview with Velda to see what kind of improvements she wants to do in Mercedes. We will be promoting that mayoral candidacy.
Sorry.
Is that why you're saying that she's running, cat lady? Or is she running for exercise? Velda 2026. Sure enough, we want to know. And a lot of people know that I share this page to the pulgas in South Texas. So it would be nice to interview Velda to see what she wants as a mayor candidate to improve in the city of Mercedes. What has not been improved there that as a mayor she would like to see done? I have no idea. I have no idea who her campaign manager is. But I know it would be a good idea to promote her because this page does get put on all the pulgas here in South Texas. These were 50 cents and they're so cute. They come with a spoon. They were regular $5, but they were down to 50 cents for us. It says, I run on coffee and Christmas cheer. So do I. I don't know if all of them say that, but probably.
21.
Yeah, they're all the same. There was 4, so we got them all. Well, you know, if she was running for exercise, I'd be trying to see if the city of Mercedes, I don't live there, but, and I don't know if they have one or not, but if they have, like, I know where I lived in Texas City, they had a route that was specially painted in for bike riding and joggers and stuff. So, I mean, that's something that the mayor can look into and stuff. Maria Choco, they haven't found that. Would that come into Mercedes? I think that person lives somewhere else. My favorite toy that I would probably use in my favorite bag right now. Because, you know, you got to tell these people that you're licensed to carry. And you believe in the Second Amendment. Now, a lot of people are throwing the castle law here in Texas is right now being used at its best promotion. Don't forget, look up the castle law. But Maria Chongos, the police departments don't have time to talk to each other when they're all scratching their balls and having people work under their desks. In my opinion. Because dirty police officers in South Texas, this is not the first time that we've heard about it. Then they tell me, why don't you go tell his wife? What for? I don't know him. I'm not going to look him up. If they see my video and it fits their coat and they can tie it all the way up to the top, then they should, because their husbands are cheaters. Hey, what's that? Ooh, Ophelia was finding little lighted toys. That's cute. It has nutcrackers, Christmas wreaths, the little horses and stuff. So this was 30 cents. Hey. She even found a little t-shirt for a little dog. Ophelia doesn't have little dogs, but she's got friends that do.
My sister's going on vacation, Angie.
Huh?
My sister's going on vacation, so she gave me my Christmas present, my birthday present, early birthday present.
Ophelia's birthday present from her older sister, because she's going on vacay. She's going on a cruise. And she's like, sister, I won't be here for your birthday, but here's your... She knows Ophelia collects different types of these size cups. And she always makes sure she gets her a different one.
59 tomorrow.
You'll be 59?
59.
Ophelia's going to be 59 tomorrow. And what is shopping for Christmas if you're not going to be shopping for the little Christmas boxes that you can put stuff in? And what a deal at 90% off. This was only 20 cents. These are a little bigger. These were 50 cents. But that's still better than $1.50 at the Dollar Tree. Look at these. And you know, in the last couple of years, we have found that if we're going to give something small, like a perfume or something, instead of going and getting a big box or whatever, or she got some boxes too. These were 20 cents for 3 boxes. Oh, this is for a bottle. Oh, I hope I get one of these next year. With a nice bottle in it. I still have yours, Love Carol. I have to decide if I'm going to open it or not. I have to find out how it tastes, though. And I have to sit with somebody that drinks wine so we can down it. Because Ophelia doesn't drink wine. She drinks Smirnoffs and stuff. Jack Daniels and stuff. Those, are they Jack Daniels? Cayman.
Cayman Jacks.
Cayman Jacks.
Cayman Jacks and...
The honey whiskey, I don't think those come in a round one. The honey whiskey, the honey crown.
I drink Smirnoff, Cayman Jacks.
I'm not picky. I was looking for 3 bottles, girls.
Hard lemonade.
I kept telling Ophelia, I'm missing 3 bottles. Of course, the pastor's wife was listening, right? And she's like, well, didn't your son-in-law and your ex-husband come to your house for Thanksgiving? I've been missing him for a while, right? And I'm like, my son-in-law doesn't drink hard liquor. He drinks beer. That's why he's got that panza. And I don't know what my ex-husband drinks, but he's not going to be drinking my bottles. He stayed at my house out of his daughter brought him. And I have to be nice. So I'm like, I will continue looking. I will tell you if I find them. So I was looking and looking and looking, right? Because I'm like, I'm missing a amaretto sour. I'm missing a Bucanas. And that Bucanas is important to me because it was Linda Reyes' daughter's bottle that was gifted to me during her quinceañera. And we opened it, but we only took like 2 drinks, me and Ophelia, out of it. So where's that damn bottle? I know my son-in-law did not drink that. So then I was moving the sabana because those birds are there's a fire thing, a shelf behind their cage. Well, everything in that fireplace or in that shelf place had gotten so dusty from these little birds that want to be making dust everywhere. I had taken everything down, wiped down everything, wiped everything back, and I had a shelf left over at the bottom. And I had put those bottles there, 3 of them. And I had totally forgot that they were there and they were hiding, because once I put them there, then I decided I had these flat sheets that I don't use. So I stretched them from the top of the little thing, and I put little nails on the top so that the sheet could cover whatever was in behind there. Well, that's where the 3 bottles were, and my sister was already accusing my son-in-law and my ex-husband. And it was me with my selective memory loss. Well, technically, Maria Chongos, that person does not live in Mercedes. Technically. I wonder how many, I don't know. I heard a number of 37. Look at this cute Christmas ornament. Hey, this looks like that little piggy mansion on the little gambling little piggy machine. Oh, these looks like the mansion in the gambling machine. They had all kind of stuff. They had little wristbands, lighted up little wristbands. They had little ornaments that you can hang on the tree. And they had little doilies. The little doilies are cute. There's 2 packs. So, okay, so I was telling Ofelia's like, what would you use that for? And I'm like, crazy. If you're making a party, you put a solid color tablecloth, and then you can put doilies and then whatever decoration on top. This is not necessarily a Christmas thing. I told her, but if you're baking a cake and you want to decorate it, then you put the white icing and you put this on top, and then you sprinkle the powdered sugar with coloring, food coloring. And then when you lift it, it should leave a design behind. I'm like, there's a lot of ways to do this. But for 20 cents, each one that's in here came out to 10 cents. Hi, Yaya.
No, 20 cents.
There's 2 in a pack.
Oh, each one, yes.
Yeah, we were at the Dollar General very early this morning because they had 90% off of the Christmas stuff. So I'm showing everybody some of the things that we purchased for like 20 cents. A lot of the little color it for the kids to color the ornaments. Stocking stuffers and stuff we bought. And we were having fun, me and Ofelia, this morning. The store was empty. It was a good thing we went real early because yesterday they did, not bad. 90% off is always a good deal. Especially when you're on a budget and you don't have a job. And then your daughter zellies you money. My older sister Frances hates to hear that part. She's like, todo el tiempo que tienes un pedo atorado, tu hija te manda dinero. And I'm like, so what? I see it as God sending me the money so I can spend it.
Not everybody has kids like that, Angie. You and I are lucky that our kids.
We are very blessed. Me and Ofelia are. We can actually admit it. Yeah. I have this. I bought it on TikTok. Here's my passport. My phone fits here, but I'm using my phone right now, yeah. On this side, it has my hand sanitizer. This one is special. I made it. It has cinnamon and rosemary in it. Of course, what is cinnamon and rosemary for? To attract money. So I carry attraction money all the time. And then it has a little zipper here. And that's where my wallet with my debit card is. And I have another little zipper here, and there's another little wallet in there with change. And one of the reasons that I ordered this, it is a leather. It crosses in the back. Because ever since I fell, I hurt my shoulder. And all the purses that I have cross like this, or you have to carry them like this. And it does not distribute the weight. So my shoulder is what I'm... Yes, I bought this one on the TikTok shop, and they do have one for Pew Pew that is specially made. The one for the Pew Pew will have right here at the bottom a little strap that goes and hooks up to your pant hoops. So I think on this side, well, it has it on both sides if you're left-handed or right-handed, so that you can just go like this and pull it out without your whole purse moving. But this is a male purse, but I don't care. And a Pew Pew does fit in it. In this one, it's just that you would have to actually unzip stuff to get to it, where the other one is specially made.
Did you know that when they killed that guy, the second guy that got killed, the nurse, the president came out and said that that guy had a gun and it was a lie? He didn't have a gun.
The president is going to protect those murderers that he's got out in the street. I will, I'll look it up, and I will. It does come in, this one is black, but they have a tan one. And lately I've been seeing like a mustard colored one. But I'll send you the link, and as soon as you see it on the link, it's on TikTok. And as soon as you see it on the link, it'll tell you what colors are available. But I like it. It does have enough space for me to carry everything that I need to carry. And then some, because on my passport is covered, and I have other things in there besides my United States passport. That's why I was telling people, why are you worried about these ICE agents being in the street bothering people? Carry your ID, and that's all you have to do. Show them your ID, and that's it. They're going to have to go park somewhere else as soon as you pull out a United States passport. In my case, I can pull out a TWIC card, a passport, a license, a birth certificate, because I carry all of it. Plus, it would take a pretty strong person to try to force this thing off of my shoulders.
Te van a chingar el otro shoulder.
Don't be like that, Ofelia. Ofelia dice, me van a chingar el otro shoulder. Well, I don't know if he had his holstered gun when that happened, but that should have never happened. But these people are being given a green light to just blatantly just shoot somebody, and they're getting away with it when they're not supposed to, because anybody that gets trained to use a gun gets trained to use it the right way, and you don't shoot nobody that's not causing you any danger. If they're talking back to you, that's not causing you any danger. It doesn't matter if they're talking back. If you can't take it, step away, cool off, let somebody else take over. Imagínate. Yeah, it's stupid. What they're doing is stupid, and it's not the first one, but they're not going to stop because they're just being allowed to just do it. They're trained the right way. There was some police officers in Florida that years back, and they died because they were trained the wrong way. As police officers, they were trained to shoot, and then they had to pick up the bullets and line them up in a line. Well, there was a bank robbery or something, and they got killed. And when the FBI went to investigate the scene, they kept seeing these little lines of shells because these stupid people were shooting and getting the discarded shells and lining them up. That allowed the other people to shoot them. So I mean, there's things that you're supposed to do, and being able to talk yourself out of a situation is a better option. De-escalating a situation is a better option. How do we de-escalate situations here? We just don't talk about those things.
Okay.
That's why I say, I'm reading what y'all are putting here. But sometimes you have to choose your battles. And, that person, like I said, that person doesn't live in Mercedes. He will not ever be a mayoral candidate for the city of Mercedes. But Velda does. So we will be asking Velda, what is she thinking about bringing into the plate? I think that that's going to be an interesting topic to have a show with a mayoral candidate from Mercedes, even though, when Ofelia was running here in Willacy, she only did it for one purpose, so somebody else couldn't win. And they can laugh at Ofelia's 50 votes, but this is a 10,000. Let's break it down, people. This is how important voting is. This is a 10,000 people city. Raymondville has probably between 10 and 12,000 people. Only 1,400 people went to vote. It only took, according to them, Ofelia's 50 votes to stop somebody from being able to beat the standing mayor. And Ofelia didn't really care about the $500 that it cost her to get all those mats and signs printed because, of course, we were taking trips to Monterrey and it was a lot cheaper to print them there. So we don't care. And this is being posted in the Raymondville Watch Posse, so I don't care. It took 50 votes. Ofelia only got 50 votes, but that's all it took. 50 votes to stop somebody from going into an office that they didn't deserve to be in. And I tell people, if you want to have a voice in what's going on in your community, but you don't go and vote, then why are you complaining? You pay taxes, but you don't go to city hall meetings. Why do you want to complain when you don't see the streets being fixed, when you don't see nothing being done about old properties that are overrun by grass or whatever? It's like, don't complain. Ofelia already ran for mayor. I don't know that she'll do it again, but
Never.
the mayor election in Raymondville only cost the Moreno family or Ofelia's family $500. Did it achieve what she wanted? Did she get the outcome for $500 that she wanted? Yes. And they can jump, laugh, or do whatever they want. Ofelia got her $500 worth.
No.
You didn't.
No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. I think you did.
I did. I got the outcome. No, this says that they can jump, laugh, or whatever. But I got the outcome. No, they missed me. I have receipts.
They miss Ophelia. They really do miss Ophelia. Ophelia says she's got receipts. They miss her so much. She's got receipts. Show the receipts, Ophelia. You're always pulling out receipts. I tell you about these receipts, Ophelia.
There's receipts.
Let me see them. Do y'all want to see Ophelia's receipts?
Wait. I don't know if I can find it. Wait.
Ophelia has to go to her cloud because she's got a cloud. I don't. I refuse to pay Google. Yes, Maria Chongos wants to see the receipts. How Ophelia's being so missed. But I'm gonna tell you all that it's funny to me how I'm being called names, but I'm like sleeping so good. Ophelia called me this morning and I'm like, what? It was 8:30. I was so asleep.
Nobody was looking for them.
She's like, you were supposed to be ready at 8. I'm going to pick you up. And I'm like, I couldn't move. My shoulder was like, I couldn't move, but I was so sleeping so good. And then I decided to take the colcha off of my little birdies, and they were so warm under there with that one light bulb and the 2 colchas on top of all the cages. I felt the warmth. When I took the first colcha down, I felt all the warmth coming towards me. I'm like, you all are going to be cold, but you got to get cold too. But it's not as bad as the last 2 days, so. Hi, beautifully bold. Yeah, Ophelia's looking for the receipts because she is being missed so much that constantly, every day. Who says every day? Every day. They talk about her every day, and it's like, oh. Let me tell you, I always tell everybody, I am blessed. I don't complain too much because even when I want to go shopping at 90% off at stores, somehow the money appears in my account. Usually my daughter, but it doesn't matter. It's like if you raise your kids right and they know that, you're going to go get something that they're going to get something out of, not just you. Me, I got the pleasure of going and picking everything out for the kids that she's gonna have coloring all this stuff, right? But then I decided that I wanted to be a little naughty. So they had Christmas glasses and they had lighted up noses. And remember, my daughter is a special needs teacher. So her mom bought her enough glasses and enough lighted up red reindeer noses for them to go to any parade wherever they're at and just enjoy the parade with their lighted up noses and their Christmas glasses next year. It's like, but I do that every year, even after Easter. Last year I got her like 15 bubble making Easter things, Easter little machines for like 50 cents each. So this year she will be giving them out to her students. And that's part of how I enjoy my daughter's teaching other kids and me giving or using her money to gift out things to her students. I don't feel like that's wasted money. Yes, Maria Chongos, you have to invest, and it's not just an investment of time. My daughter and me went everywhere. We even went to Europe together. I went 1 year. I sent her 2 years to Europe for trips with the school because she was a good student, so she was picked out. 50 kids were picked from the whole class. And 2 years in a row, my daughter, for her junior year and her senior year, she was picked. But on her senior year, I decided to go as a chaperone. And I should have gone in her junior year because in her junior year, she got to go to Rome. And I would have loved that trip. But I still enjoyed watching her do all the things that she did and all the things that she's doing now. She's been a teacher for almost 18 years. So, I have done a lot of stuff with her for a lot of different students that are now grown up. And I always like, she when she works at HEB at the gas station, and she calls me up and we're having a conversation, and I get to hear her talking to a lot of the customers because they recognize her as a teacher of one of their kids or grandkids or stuff, and she's having conversations with them about all these people, and I get to hear those conversations, and I'm like, wow, when I go to HEB, nobody says hi to me. They just look at you like, give me your card and get out of here. But not her. She talks to these people and I hear it. So there's customer service, and then there's customer service.
I can't find it anymore. That's okay.
You can't find it. They want to see the proof. They want, just keep looking. We're not hanging up yet. You just keep looking for your with Miss Ophelia Snapchat. Yes, I am very lucky. I mean, even growing up, Maria Chongos, I never ever, even when I was little, I always thought I only wanted 2 kids, and that was only to replace me and my husband on earth when I got married. It's like when the things you say when I grow up, I want to do this or I want to do that. I have accomplished, Maria, a few things. When I grow up, I'm going to buy my own truck. In 2010, in 2009, at the end of 2009, I bought me a 2010 Nissan, and I still have it. It's the red Nissan that's outside. It had 32 miles on it, and I bought it on my own. I paid on it on my own, and I accomplished that. When I grow up, I'm going to buy my own house. At 40, I bought that little shack that I live in here in Raymondville with my own money. And I have no shame in telling anybody, from the corner of that pole to the corner of the street, I didn't sleep with anybody to get it, and I did not work anywhere here in Willacy County to get it. I got it before I came to Willacy County, back to Willacy County. Did it need work? Yes, it needed a lot of work. It needed a roof. It needed a lot of work, but I did it on my own. So I cannot say that God hasn't blessed me. It would be me being a blasphemous person if I said that everything I have is because God gave me the strength to do it, and God gave me the willpower to continue going forward with it. But a lot of people just like to talk trash, and you got to let them. Sometimes, that's their only way to vent. That's their only way to vent. They're frustrated. They have, but they don't know how to use it properly. Do I think that I spent a lot today for somebody to smile in a few months from now? Because it'll be in a few months. Yes, Maria Chongos, when you get to a crossroad, God gives you 2 choices, and you can take one of the 2 choices, but the choice is still up to you. Even though God laid it out there for you, you still have to pick what crossroad you want to go through. And, nobody's saying that it's going to be all easy, that everything's easy in life. It's not. I'm not perfect. If I was perfect, I would have still been married with a perfect marriage and everything, and I didn't. I lived with somebody 6 years after my divorce, and then that person passed away a few years ago. But I mean, we only lived together 6 years. It was never a marriage. So of course, in the eyes of my Pentecostal family, I was living in sin. So there you go. Why I stopped going to church. Sinners are not supposed to hang around with people that are holier than thou. Yeah, some people never learn. And they do choose the wrong path. You can lay out the path for them and they still want to go the wrong way. And yeah, you kind of feel bad for them because they should be happy, but they're not. Is church for sinners? I don't know if church is for sinners or not. Years back, I don't know if you all know him. The Hindu guy, the dark guy with the white hair. He was a preacher. I don't remember. Benny Hanna or something like that. I don't remember their names. One of those preachers said that Christianity is the biggest business in the world. Christianity is the biggest business in the world. Are we promoting Christianity as a whole? Christianity would cover a lot of religions because a lot of churches believe in Christ. So Christianity is the biggest religion and the biggest business. But when you go to a church and all they're worried about is if you're wearing Michael Kors, who stole the idea from Louis Vuitton, and I tell people I don't waste my money on Michael Kors because Louis Vuitton was first and the LV purses were first and the MK purses. So if you were to spend money, which purse would be a better deal? I don't know. At this point, I have some. This year, I threw 3 $600 purses away. And I'm going to tell you why. I was not using those purses, so they were just on a hook somewhere in my house. And when I went to see them, even though they were $600 purses, the whole outer of the handles was peeling, and the whole outer of what was supposed to be leather was peeling. It was like the paint or whatever they painted the leather with. And I'm like, well, was that real leather or what? I mean, I know that you all have seen my cross purse, and I only paid $3.99, but that's real leather. This here, I paid $19.99. It was on sale for like 60% off. But this is real leather, so I don't know if those were real leather. I know they were made in Italy. So, and I know they were bought at Dillard's by my daughter for me, but I had to throw them away because it didn't matter how much money they cost. The elements around them destroyed them. So, who did I hear yesterday? Was it Velda? Somebody was saying, throw the first rock. And I'm like, what are these people going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to be like when Jesus was writing on the sand. Listen up, people. Jesus was writing on the sand. He was bending down, the Bible says. He was bending down, writing on the sand. And the Pharisees and the church people came to him with a prostitute. And they wanted him to tell them, should she be stoned for her sins? And Jesus was still writing on the sand. And then he looked up and he's looking at all of them surrounding her. And all he had to say was, he who does not have any sin can cast the first stone. And they started walking away from her slowly, but surely she was the only one that was left. And then he looked at her and he's like, you know, your sins have been forgiven. Go and sin no more. He didn't tell her go and continue selling yourself. He didn't tell her anything about her lifestyle. He just told her go and sin no more. Nobody here has judged you. But these people want to judge you for petty shit. What do I call petty? My haircut is petty. Me pulling something out of my mouth and it was a silver filling that had been there 50 years in one of my molars in the back. 50 years. It did its job. 50 years. I remember getting that silver filling in Sherrington, Virginia as a migrant farm worker kid on one of those, we're going to do this for you because y'all can't afford it. So we had silver fillings in our molars that had been there a lot of years. And the last piece of one of them fell out. And for the last 6 months, I think it's been 6 months when that happened. I've been hearing a lot of name calling about that. And am I supposed to like be back and forth with these people? No, I'm not. Bitches, I used to be 324 pounds. I'm 180 now, and I can tell you, if you say that I'm fat, I'll tell you straight up, I used to be fat, bitch. You know, but I think there are a few things that are leather that will last. I think this one here I've had for more. It's a fossil. It's a passport cover that is leather and it's made by Fossil. I've had it for more than 15 years. I think I bought it on clearance at Dillard's in Harlingen like 15 or more years ago. Because I've had a United States passport since 2002 or 3. When the first time that my daughter went out of the United States, I had to get a passport for her and for myself because I wasn't sure. And then in 2004, I went, you know, but I've had a passport for more than 20 years. And I think I've had that fossil. Yes, that passport cover is a fossil and it is leather. It has lasted a long time. No, I've never put anything on it. I mean, the oil in your hands should be enough, but they do have stuff that you can put, or cleaners, wipes that are made for leather products that will have the oils in them to replenish them. Ofelia went outside. She was supposed to be looking for our proof. Man, that girl. But just let it be known, Ophelia's being missed on a daily. And we will be promoting Velda for the city of Mercedes 2026 more often. We want to interview the mayoral candidate for Mercedes, Texas, and see what she's going to bring to the table. What do y'all think of them apples? As far as the Raymondville candidacy, all we can tell you is if people don't go to the city council meetings, these people will continue to scratch their balls and do with your money whatever the heck they want because you're not there to stop them. You don't go and vote because obviously the last mayoral voting thing came up with only 1,400 people out of almost 12,000 or 10,000 came to vote. So 90% of the people in this town don't care where their money goes. Tonya, aka Buchona, hi. I had to read it right. I do have a few bags that are like name brands, but I mean the reason that I don't think that MK is like that much, is because Louis Vuitton came up with that design, the LV design, long before MK did. Well, the way that we can support Velda for mayor is by sharing her videos when she does go live and share them to the pulgas. Because a lot of the pulga pages do get seen by people that are in that area. Yes, Velda has always been empowered. And she shows, and a lot of people will say, but she talks so vulgar. Well, let me tell you that a lot of the women in South Texas talk like that. So don't be acting like you're Mother Teresa of Calcutta's cousin, because you're not. It's like a lot of the women in South Texas probably can out-talk a dirty man with their vulgarity. They will shame men. Don't forget, my jobs that I have held have all been either selling to men or working around them. So I know how men talk. I can either ignore it or I can out-talk them. I worked 15 years at Sears in a time when Sears empowered the employees to keep the product sold. What did that do for the employees at Sears? We had to go through training on how to listen to how these people were talking and what they were talking about. My job was to sell a lawnmower. If somebody came in there and told me, well, my yard is sloped and I have a ditch that I deal with and it's really big, but I don't like the grass on it. So do you think I'm going to sell him a 21-inch push mower? Do you think that I'm going to sell him a 21-inch or a 22-inch self-propelled front wheel lawnmower? No. I need to sell that person a 22-inch rear wheel drive lawnmower with a bag. Why? Because he told me two major things. He had a sloped yard. So if he's going up the hill, he needs the back tires to pull, not the front tires. And he said he didn't want the grass on it. So he needs a bag. So see, a lot of people think that you're stupid when you're just being there listening to what they're saying.
Look at what.
To try to understand what they need.
I am pissed. Look at what freaking Batman did. Oh my God.
Ophelia has the worst pets. Look. This was an antique doll that Ophelia had. Of course, Ophelia's one of the people that doesn't care. So she probably had it on a shelf in the back somewhere and the dog got to it.
No.
And the hand is gone now. She's going to have to cure it by putting band-aids on it. Or maybe she can melt the plastic a little bit and make it stick like into a closer fist. How do you melt this type of plastic? Probably by putting it in boiling water and making it get softer. But these dogs are bad. So is Ophelia for keeping this nice little toy outside. And then she wants to get mad at the dog. María Chongos, ¿por qué te salen los demonios? Yeah, so I mean, it's like these people think that you don't hear what they're saying. These bitches think that because I had a filling fall out that I can't afford to go and fix my teeth and I'm toothless. It's like, bitch, get a life. We all have our moments of swearing and cussing, but these people think that, oh, it's just Ofelia cussing at everybody. It's just Velda being vulgar. There's other things that people are doing on the internet that are more vulgar than that, showing their nipples, showing their size D tits. Even if it's a man, I don't want to see it. No, they never were shown shame and taboos. They never were shown there's things that you don't do. Seriously? You're going to be there showing your titties like somebody wants to see them? I mean, but if you have no life, that I don't have the reactions on. I turned it off, Maria Chongos, because I don't want to see them hitting the emojis on the side. Yes, they do need to cover themselves up, but we need to remember that the internet is being moved a lot by the LGBTQ community. And we're always having to watch what we say because of the LGBTQ community. But that community needs to get together and talk to that person, or they need to get together and they need to actually be there telling YouTube, this person is doing this wrong, this person doesn't represent us as a whole. I think that one apple can ruin a whole basket if you leave it there. And there's a lot of people in the LGBT community that are okay. And they live their lives, they mind their business, and they keep moving forward. But this one doesn't. But that's something that you heard from me as an opinion. Do I care if he calls me Frog Eyes or North Korea's president? He needs to respect me as the North Korean president. Because, like the North Korean president, I am also licensed to carry. And so does the North Korean president and his daughter. Now, I could apply for a job with the orange guy and the ICE agents that are just shooting everybody in the face, right? How does that sound? Well, yeah, but that's the community that he represents, and that's the community that needs to get on the ball and X him out because he is messing it up for their community as a unit. Is Ojos Locos a bar? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story, Maria Chongos, but you didn't hear it from me. Long time ago, I knew a person that would go to bars, regular bars, and do that. But that person never drank anything except water at those bars, but was always watchful of who was drinking the most in those bars. And usually that drunk person was the one that would end up with him. Oh, you need a ride home? You're too drunk to drive. I'll drive you home. So if he's at Ojos Locos or somebody's at Ojos Locos bar, sports bar, and all they're doing there is drinking water and watching. So there's girls in bikinis there. Okay. Cynthia Leach, I'm doing pretty good. Today's a good day. Today it's nice and warm outside. Yes, they prey on straight drunk men because those people get drunk, so drunk that sometimes they don't know what happens, and they don't realize what happened to them until afterwards. Of course, that person is probably long gone and not going to be there to tell them. And there's a lot of things that the mind will close out for you if there's enough trauma. Well, let's not forget, gay men want straight men. Gay men do not want another gay man. So that's the hard thing when it comes to if you're gonna be doing a Juan Gabriel on everybody. Lo que se mira no se pregunta. What you see, you don't inquire about it because you're seeing it. But there are some gay men that look like they're straight, act like they're straight, but they are gay. And bisexual men don't count. Bisexual men are just nasty. But wow, how did we end up with that conversation? But I mean, it's true. A lot of gay men do go to straight bars to see who's getting mostly drunk, and they're not drinking. They're not the ones in there drinking. Or if they buy a drink, they're going to play with that drink all night. That's why I tell you, women, I don't understand women that keep buying all that beer when if you see a man and you're sitting on a date with a man at a table and he orders a beer. You're sitting at the table having conversation. He drinks the first beer, and 15 minutes later, he's ordering another beer. And by the end of the hour, he already ordered 4 beers. Do you think he's going to be any good for anybody? Not even Viagra is going to help that guy. We're not talking about everybody in the LGBTQ community. That's not the conversation we're having here. But I am talking about straight men that are on dating apps, always trying to scam women, and they think women aren't watchful. Women are watching how many times you've been that elbow, buddy. If you've been the elbow 4 times in an hour, you're either an alcoholic, you're not going to be good for anybody, you're in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s, no kids, no wife, no ex-wife, no life, but you're constantly drinking. You need to live on your own and leave women alone. Crack kills. Is he acting like he's a plumber or what? Why did he ask him to take it down? He was the one that was showing it to begin with. I mean, you as women, isn't he claim he's one? You're always being watchful of how you're dressed. Of course, that one doesn't care. And he likes to show the crack. See, Maria Chongos, I can go with a flow too, but I was watching Reels, Maria Chongos, and I thought it was the weirdest. I don't know why I'm getting hit with these reels, but the guy's letting another guy out of his apartment, and the other guy kisses him on the cheek. And he tells him, pronto porque viene mi mujer. Hurry up because my wife is coming. But he gets the kiss on the cheek. And then the guy leaves, and the wife is in front of him asking him, why did that guy just kiss your cheek? And then he's telling her, he's French. He's my friend and he's French. So you know how French people like to kiss other people? That's all it is. She's still looking at him funny, and then he's like, oh, by the way, here's the money for the rest of the rent. And she gets the money and she goes inside the apartment, and then he was like, man, my ass hurts. And I thought it was weird that Facebook Reels is allowing all these innuendos on their Facebook Reels. Because I saw like a few of the same guy. Oh my goodness, Cat Lady was the gay person undercover cop. Yes, that's why I say, we can see people's faces and we can see their eyes, but we don't know what they're thinking or doing when we're not seeing them. Even if you're on the dance floor, dancing with somebody, you're not seeing the white of his eyes because his head is right here next to you, and he could be, doing anything he wants with that face, with those eyes, inviting people and stuff to other things. So he wasn't a cop. He got lucky. Because right now there's like so many undercover raids that they're doing and stuff on that kind of stuff. Soliciting and he was trying to be like he was real super macho, but he was wanting people, guys on the side. Yeah, always probably bullying your mom too. Because that's how they are. But I was just here to tell you that I had breakfast with Ofelia. Of course, this is my favorite dining ware. Wash. I don't have to wash it. Throw it away. And the Dollar General is having 90% off of their Christmas stuff. So right now would be the time to stock up on different items. Little things. Ophelia got 4. I got, I think, 3 cups, but they were bigger than these. Ophelia got cups with the little spoons to mix the snowman chocolate. I think that's what that's for. Ofelia's case, it would probably be a cup for atole or for soupy. Because she likes to make little soups and then she'll put panela in the soup. And she likes that. So, but I'm going to let y'all go. I've been with y'all for an hour. And I'll talk to y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your day. It is a beautiful day in South Texas. The weather's starting to warm up. I don't think it's going to be cold for a while. Maybe in February we'll get another test of can you survive. I had the pastor and his wife at my house saying 1, 2, 3 we're leaving because I did not turn on the heater. The light company's not going to hit me with a $500 bill. There's no way. But that's just me. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, ladies.